accept my appearance. Although you've seen worse before, I have wet hair because I've just washed it and now it's lunchtime, and as I think you know, we do this in real time. So I'm going to make some lunch. I was just going to heat up the soup, the celeriac soup that I made yesterday, but I found this recipe for pea pakoras, and you have them in a wrap, and I can't remember where this is from, but it's just from a magazine that I ripped out like who knows when, but it fell out of like a load of recipes that I've got. And tomorrow I have to make a trip to London, and I need to make sandwiches for my son. And I thought, like if I make these now, that would be a great sandwich for him tomorrow. So let's have a go. So the first thing we need to do is set the oven to 200. And these have potato and peas in them, so we need 500 grams of potatoes. It's not very much, and I'm using this ridiculously large saucepan because the medium-sized one is in the dishwasher and I can't be bothered to wash it up. So let's peel and chop these into chunks. So these are all chopped into chunks. I've done them in quite small chunks because well, they're only going to boil for like 8 minutes. According to the recipe. I've never made this before, it might not be very nice, but I think it will be. So let's put them into cold water. Always start potatoes boiling off in cold water. I think that's because like otherwise they become, they don't cook all the way through properly if you start them in boiling. Find the lid for that pan. And there we go. I'm going to let that come to the boil and then time the 8 minutes from when they're boiling, and I will put some salt in the water once they're boiling. Right, so these potatoes are done and I've drained them, and we're going to pop them back in the pan, and the instructions are to mash them up with a third of, well, this is 200 grams of defrosted frozen peas. I've got petit pois. I prefer them, they're kind of sweeter, and so we'll pop a third of this in there, roughly, and an inch of ginger, fresh ginger, minced up. I always find it a bit like when instructions say, you know, a measurement of fresh ginger, you kind of think, oh well, an inch, that's all very well, but like how much is it width-wise along that route? And anyway, that's roughly that. And a tablespoon of fresh coriander. I've got some more coriander that I'm going to save for the yogurt dip afterwards. You're supposed to use fresh mint, but I don't have any, so I'm going to just use coriander. A tablespoon of cumin, a teaspoon of cumin in there, and 4 to 5 teaspoons of curry powder. If I can get it out with it. Oh, curry powder always smells so good too. It reminds me of, I need to just stir that up a little bit to release it. It reminds me of like Coronation chicken, and it always makes me want to make a vegan version of Coronation chicken, because that used to be one of my faves. Okay, so we'll get a masher, and you see that all in there. Smells really good actually. It smells really warming and yum. You smell that curry powder and the cumin and the fresh ginger. These are going to be punchy and nice. I mean, I'm sort of tempted. I'm tempted to put chili in there, but I won't. My son is okay with chili, but not as good as me and my daughter are. Me and my daughter love it. So I won't rock the boat. I'll just put that much. Mash together over a low heat because it helps to dry out the veg. Okay, that makes sense. And salt and pepper. We have to get this into a, obviously it's not going to be smooth, it doesn't have to be smooth, it just needs to be into enough of a smudgy mash to shape into little balls. So once again, I'm just feeling the amount of salt in my fingers. I feel like when it's in my fingers, I know what it should be. Salt and pepper. And then I'll show you what that looks like without all your aggression. Very good, very good. Make sure there are no big lumps. So that's kind of looking like that. And then we add the rest of the peas. I love peas. They're like a pop of freshness, you know what I mean? So now I'll stir that all up. Actually, there's some lumps of potato in there, so I'm just going to bash them down. I guess I should really taste that for seasoning. Oh, it's nice. It's just mildly spiced, you know, just an interesting flavour, and it's a good amount of salt as well. So now we need to get 2 tablespoons and shape them into little rugby balls. So get 1 tablespoon like that, use the other tablespoon just to shape it into little spheres. I'm going to carry on doing that with the rest of the mixture. Apparently you should get about 16, but I don't think we're going to. Anyway, I'll do that. So I've shaped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, I think. Little pakora shaped pea and potato yumminess there. That's good. So we're going to fry these up now. There was a bit left over in the pan, so obviously it went into my gob, and it's really nice. It's really yummy. So we're going to now fry these up in some olive oil in batches. Put that on a medium heat, I reckon. Get our olive oil. I'm not using amazing olive oil at the moment, just because food is really expensive. Everything is so expensive, as you know. So I'm just kind of using quite basic oils, but it's still olive oil, and you know, it's not nasty stuff full of saturated fat. It's still good. So let's get that pan nice and warm, and I'll get the tablespoon back to put these little babies in the frying pan. We're going to bake these in the oven, so they don't have to be completely cooked. They're just gonna brown in here, and then we'll finish cooking them in the oven. So it's just to get some colour on them. I think these are going to be so delicious. I'm actually starting to feel hungry now, which I wasn't before. Oh, we can hear them sizzling away. That's enough for a first batch. Okay, these have been sizzling for 2 minutes or something, and I feel like it's time to turn them over. I don't want to move them too much. Yes, lovely colour. see that golden colour? We just want to get them golden on the outside. Oh, these may slightly fall apart in the pan, so try and keep their shape, but I don't think it'll be the end of the world if they fall apart a bit. It's still going to be nice. So this is the last two. This is the third batch of frying I did, and bits may or may not have like fallen out of the pakoras into the pan. I may or may not have like had to clear out the pan in between batches so they didn't get burnt and sort of maybe eaten the little bits. Anyway, oh, do you know what? Here they all are on the tray. I'm actually just going to sprinkle a little extra salt on them just for fun, because I think a bit of crispiness and salt is always welcome. There they are. They're a bit messy. Some of them are not, but they're going to be delicious. Let's not pretend they're not. So into the oven for 20 minutes. And in the meantime, while we're waiting, I will make the yogurt to go with them and get everything ready to wrap them up. So 20 minutes is up and I'm so excited to get these out, because it's like just waiting for them. Okay, let's have a look. Steam out. There isn't any steam. Ooh. Yum. There are so many little crispy nuggety bits on there. It's kind of like when you get roast potatoes and you get, you know, all the best bits are the crunchy bits that have fallen off. So even though they broke up a bit, I don't care. But I was thinking, if you want them to firm up a bit more so that they don't do that, maybe once you've shaped them, you could put them in the fridge for a bit. Maybe that would help. I don't know. So I'm just going to leave them to sit there for a minute whilst I make the yogurt dressing. Because I realised, I'll turn the oven off, when I tried the soup yesterday, and I was a bit like, yeah, it's good. I think I tasted it literally just out of the pan. It was still a bit hot. Because when I sat down to eat it and it cooled down a bit, actually I realised it was really yummy. So sometimes when things are a bit too hot, you can't really taste them. So they can just sit there for a second whilst we make the yogurty dressing. Now you're supposed to have 200 grams of yogurt, but I've only got that much, that much left. So that's what I'm going to use. And you're supposed to have a clove of garlic, so I'm going to halve that, because there's less yogurt. I'm using coconut yogurt. So in there I've got the coriander that should be mint. I've just made up how much does it say? Small bunch of mint. That's, well, yeah, for the amount of yogurt and everything, that's fine. So crush that garlic into there. I'm glad there's garlic in this recipe. You'll be surprised to hear, because it wasn't inside the pakoras. So I'm glad it's in the yogurt, because it does make everything better. Now I'm going to use my trusty spatula-y type thing to get all the yogurt out, because we need all we can get, given that we don't have very much to begin with. So let's not waste it. We don't want to waste any yogurt. So in that goes. And that's just it. Mix that up. I'm so excited. Right, there we go, done. I mean, I don't think it needs salt and pepper or anything, because these are quite salty. So I've got a tortilla wrap here. I mean, you could just eat them. They don't have to go in a wrap, obviously. They could just be little tasty treats on their own. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put the most broken ones in there, so that when kids come home and they see them, they're like impressed by their shape, and they can eat them as a snack without them falling around all over the place. Doesn't matter if they're all broken up inside a wrap so much, does it? So let's get the broken ones. Oh my goodness, I'm already too excited. Nice crunchy piece of lettuce. Do you know, I'm going to put the yogurt on top of the pakora and house it with a lettuce leaf. Let's just spread that all along. I don't want to use too much because these are supposed to be for the boy tomorrow. Lettuce on top, I reckon. Now I've forgotten the way you're supposed to fold wraps, so I'm just gonna, maybe it goes in like that and in like that, and I'm just gonna roll it up because I can't remember and I'm too excited. Cut it in half. Ooh. They're still hot. They're still warm. They're not going to be like burn your mouth hot. Okay, here we go. Let's try. Oh my god, that is really nice. Oh, because the tortilla is all kind of soft and chewy, and the potato is that warm spice. And actually I didn't need to put chili because even though it's a mild curry powder, it's still a bit spiced, which is kind of all you want. You got the warmth of the ginger too, fresh ginger. And even those peas have got roasted and it's all nubbly, crispy, salty bits. And then that lovely creamy yogurt as well, the coconut yogurt. Oh, it complements so well. This is a good one. I would try this one. Have a good rest of your day. Like and subscribe if you like and you wish to subscribe.